Welcome to Morning Infusion with Dr. V. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to go from being a millionaire to being broke? Well, my name is Dr. Viola Pierce. I'm the owner and the CEO of VP Nursing and the Nurse Nurturer and the facilitators of Secret Suppers Worldwide with Dr. V, where our goal is to teach nurses how to work from their computers anywhere around the world, making money and owning their own time. Our goal is to, as well, on Morning Infusion with Dr. V, is to expose you to leaders that have overcome so that you can see that the possibilities are endless. If you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and leave a comment if you were ever told that you would not succeed. And remember to click the calendar link above if you want to enroll in our 12-week course, VP Nursing Business Academy. Our special guest today is LaTanya Johnson. So born and raised in Houston, Texas, Miss LaTanya Johnson graduated with a BS in chemical engineering from Prairie View A&M University and went on to pursue a career as an engineer with companies like ExxonMobil, Praxair, and Centerpoint Energy. Ms. Johnson is also a local businesswoman and philanthropist. She gives back to the community by providing information on how to make $10,000 to $20,000 a month using the notary signing agent opportunity. Ms. Johnson also has a passion for helping local homeowners keep their homes when facing financial difficulties like divorce, job loss, and major illnesses. So thank you for showing up today. I
Thank you.
love it. You're in Texas, and she was like, it's early. Um,
Yes, absolutely.
so you were raised by a single mother. Do you
Mhm.
think that this did not put you did this put you at a disadvantage by being raised by a single mother? Like, how did that affect you?
Well, from a go get it standpoint, to be honest with you, it put me eons ahead of everybody else, right?
Uh-huh.
Because I watched her do things that she felt at the time was not an option.
Okay.
For instance, I see people who are married, even my sister, she will not kill a bug. She will not, open a door. She refuses to go get gas. My mama did all of that. You know, she didn't wait on anybody to do anything for her. And so I think that propelled me forward. Now, the standpoint from an emotional standpoint, I do believe that coming from a single mom, you do miss that there is some type of void there that a little girl feels or that I.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Gotcha. I understand that because before now, because I'm getting ready, we were talking about me going out of town this morning. I was like, look, I need some gas, husband. Aura, I need some gas, precious.
Okay. Okay.
So when we talked, you said that you knew that you would be a millionaire when you were small.
Mhm.
How were you so able to have such a forward thinking when you were young?
This might sound a little woo-woo for a lot of
Okay,
people,
go
but
ahead.
um I must have been here before. I mean, just in all honesty, because I came here as a little bitty girl preaching and loving people, right? And providing the love that they didn't know that they needed. Even with my grandfather. My grandfather was, real rough. In that day, they didn't deal with kids, they didn't sit down with play, none of that. They were just rough. But I was his little baby until the day he died because I loved him differently than everybody else. Everybody else, that roughness would like push them off, but it made me closer to him. Um, and we just had an awesome relationship. And even my mother, even though she was a single mom, she needed love that I provided, right? So I think from the standpoint of just being wealthy, that has just always been in my spirit to figure out, if anybody is living good on this earth, I deserve to do the same. How do I do that?
Uh,
If people are able to travel and live on their own terms, of course, I should be able to do that too.
no, that's right.
That can't just be on television.
That's right.
Right.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that thinking because it you take away that limiting belief that you can't do it, right?
Mhm, mhm.
And Jocelyn said, "Good morning." That is so good. And it is. It is
Good
really good.
morning.
That is so good. So then you went to school to become an engineer. What was the reason that you chose this choice of degree? You know, we all nurses. So we're thinking, why did you choose to be an engineer? I wanted to be an engineer. And it's interesting that we're having this conversation because I wanted to be an engineer. I went to student introductory to engineering at North Carolina State University here. And I remember going to that and wanting, and the reason why I wanted to be an engineer because that was the only thing that I was exposed to, right?
Mm,
And so I wanted to be an engineer, and my mom was like, "Yep, nope, we can't do that because
ooh,
you need to go to you need to go to the community college. We're not going to be able to afford a 4-year school." And I said, "Well, I'll just go there for 2 years, and then I get my associate degree, and then I'll go to a 4-year school." And she was like, "Well, no, not in 2 years. We're not going to be able to afford that either. You're going to have to go to the community college." And I was like, "Well, what should I do?" And she said, "I want you to become a nurse." Now, it was the best decision for me. Okay.
mhm,
It was
mhm,
the best decision because, I think that as an engineer, and I wonder how you navigated this as well. As an
mhm,
engineer, it's more of a men dominated career.
mhm.
Whereas, with nursing, it's more woman dominated. So, how did you navigate those waters?
So you are right in that it's a male-dominated field, and I really, being African American and being a female, number one, um, I'm the only one in the room. And I became accustomed to that early on. And of course, I tried to assimilate early in my career. And then I said, you know what? They are being raggedy and cussing and doing whatever they want to do. So I cannot be here for 8 hours a day and be somebody else. I got to be this little Trinity Garden girl because I'm used to just being regular as well. People don't come to work for 8 hours and act differently. So I just started being myself, and whatever came out of my mouth just like it came out of their mouth. So we all just became good friends. I didn't have a problem with it at all. I've had one boss who was a bully, and I think it was, you know, I can't say that I'm a little different on race and on various issues of segregation because I have not seen it in the same way. I see ignorant people, right? He was an
Mm,
ignorant person, but then my mom was bullied by an African American woman in one of her jobs. She was an
mhm,
ignorant person. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? I don't necessarily know if that had to do with race. It had to do with those people's personalities. And no, don't get me wrong. I do believe that racism exists,
right.
but um, from the domination standpoint, it's certain people who have very low self-esteem. They see something in you and try to dominate. So other than that, other than him, everybody has been welcoming in that field.
Good. So why did you choose to go into the field in the from the beginning?
So I fell in love with chemistry in high school. That's number
Mm,
one. But even then, I didn't look at it as a career. I wanted to go to cosmetology school. Because I knew that the way to wealth was not going to school. I watched my mother go to school. She was an educator. So I watched her do all of that for 4.5 years, go back and get her master's and still make $40,000. And what? You know,
I know that's right.
one plus one?
Equals
Nah,
10.
that ain't the way. That's not it. And so I watched other people and I saw that the business owners were the ones that were making money. And even the hairstylists, that was as far as I could go in my vision. The hairstylists were driving Benzes, they were doing well, they had nice homes. Maybe I should try that, right? And so I guess my mom was afraid and she called my aunt. And so my aunt called me and my best friend who was living with us at the time, living with me and my mom, over for dinner. And it was a setup that I didn't know was set up, right? So she said, when we got there, spread out, nice dinner, everything. I love to eat. If you ever want to get me, cook. So
Hence that
she,
Texas. And let me tell you something. I say this all the time. When I come to Texas, I know I'm gonna eat well. I know for a fact. I'm
yes,
gonna eat well.
yes.
That's the reason why we like coming there. But anyway, go ahead.
Yes. So we started talking and she was like, "Okay, so what are y'all's plans after high school?" And so I said, "Well, I'm gonna go to cosmetology school. I want to go to beauty school." And she's like, "Oh, okay, that's cool. They do well. What's your plan B?" Er, plan B? I don't have a plan B. What is that? She said, "Well, a couple of things that can happen to cosmetologists is you work with your hands a lot so you could get carpal tunnel. Or if you get in a car accident and you can't use your hands or you can't walk or stand, how will you continue to make money?" Okay, I'm listening. You have my attention. I don't know. She said, "Okay, so that's why you need a plan B, just in case something happens." I said, "So how do I get a plan B?" She said, "Well, what do you like to do in school? What's your favorite subject?" And I said, "Chemistry." And she said, "Okay, well, what kind of degrees do they get in chemistry? What do chemists do?" I said, "Well, they don't make any money. They do probably as good as a teacher. I'm not doing that." She said, "Is there anything else in chemistry that you can do where they make money?" And I said, "Aha, an engineer, a chemical engineer." And hence, that's how I went to school to be an engineer.
I love it.
Yeah,
Jocelyn said I like it already. That side eye though for me. I love it. I love
exactly.
it.
Exactly.
Now, you said that there was a book that really impacted your path in life. What was the book and why was it so impactful?
So it was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And
Mhm.
it talked about
I'm gonna
it's
download that book. Let me tell you something. I cannot tell you how many people have said that probably in almost every interview.
yes. You've never read it?
Well, I think that I've read probably the first part of it,
Okay.
but I have not finished it. But that book is I'm gonna listen to it on the way to the Alabama this morning.
Listen, it is everything. It is everything. Like um for me, being young and reading that book, number one, I'm a reader, but it resonated with my spirit, right? The things that they talk about in that book regarding education and being a business owner just resonated with my spirit. And I caught on and I was like, that's the way. And it introduced me to most self made millionaires are in real estate. So that
Ah,
propelled me to become a real estate investor and start learning about that. Yeah.
I
It's a lot
love
of good
it.
stuff in that book.
I love it. I love it. So
Hmm.
now you started, as we talked about, you start to invest in real estate. Now, what's some
Hmm.
advice you would give someone who is looking to invest in real estate for the first time?
So, if you want to go far, go, if you want to go, you know, type of distance, then go by yourself. You know the saying, if you want to go far, then go with somebody else. Listen, the best thing that I could have done and that I do for other people is mentor them because it helps you from bumping your head and going the route of, okay, oops, I didn't know that part. Um, that's the first thing. I would get a mentor who is already doing it, who is successful, who has a proven track record of doing it, and go under their wing and have them teach me.
Gotcha.
That's what I would do.
And and that's one of the things that a lot of people are just so hesitant to do. Like everybody's like you said, your mother went to school for all
Hmm.
those years, became an educator, and then she made $40,000 a year, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And so we will always invest in school, and I was one of those people, always invest in school, but then when it comes to investing in myself in order to grow this business, it
Hmm.
was something that I was very hesitant to do in the initially. Now I'm not hesitant to do it because I see the return on investment, right?
Yes.
But you want to have that return on investment. I mean, people go to school like this one of the PAs that I work with, she had $125,000 in school loans. I was like, "What?"
Wow.
I was
Wow.
like "Nope, there's no way. No
Wow.
way."
Hmm. Wow.
So, you said that you were a millionaire at 32 and broke
Hmm.
at 37.
Hmm.
Tell us how you lost all your money.
So I gained my money through investing in real estate.
Mhm.
Our niche was, and I'd say our because it was me and my child's father. Our niche was buying and flipping luxury homes. And when I say luxury, I mean $500,000 and up. We
Mhm.
wouldn't buy them for 500,000. We'd buy them for 200,000, like in the $200,000 range. And in that range, what you find is people don't trash their houses. Like a lot of investors will tell you, start out with bread and butter houses, the 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 2 car garage, brick home,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
That's in the range of 75,000 to 175,000. We went up a little higher than that. We bought for 200,000. We bought a 200,000 plus house that was worth over 500,000.
Mhm.
Then we quickly turned around and sold it for 400,000. So we didn't exhaust the value from the house. We left value for the person who was buying it. And they went like hotcakes. So that's how I got rich. I mean, we were making $200,000 a month.
Wow. Wow.
So we opened other businesses. We had the first African American soul food restaurant in Houston. It was called Miles J after Madison's dad's son. And we just had a lot of other businesses. So we were doing well. Then I became pregnant and I had the worst case of mommy brain ever.
Mhm.
I couldn't figure out how to tie my shoe. I
Wow.
couldn't, I don't know if God was just God dumbed me down to sit me down, you know,
Wow.
because I was one of those people. I was always doing something, moving, thinking of stuff. It was like my brain was in the matrix and I was just moving all of these parts and I was super good at it. When I got pregnant, I lost that ability. I
Wow.
mean, I lost it totally. Like I couldn't do anything. And to be honest with you, I still feel like I have not totally regained my matrix ability in thought. But so that happened. And around that same time, Madison was born in 2007. So then the mortgage meltdown happened.
Mhm.
We were holding real estate. We had our restaurant. The whole world started doing bad all of a sudden when I have all of these assets that I can't get rid of.
Wow.
So that same 200,000 that I was making, now I have to pay bills on it. Well, I also had a herniated disc when I was pregnant. So that coupled with mommy brain, coupled with the market crashing, and these men that were around me couldn't handle all of the millions of things that I had in the air, it all came crashing down.
Wow.
Hmm.
Wow. Now, what was the business that you started after your loss? Because, like, after you lost your money, you started a
Hmm.
business, and where did the idea come from?
So, after we lost everything, I went back to work. I went to work for an organization, the utility organization that's in Houston.
Mhm.
And because I needed stability for my daughter. So, haha, that plan B that Miami was telling me about, mm, it kicked in, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So with that mommy brain, I couldn't think past one, two, three. So it was easier for me to do this, and do this than to do this, do that. Ooh, 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 yeah, be the little squirrel. So I was able to maintain a job, but my spirit was still being tugged by entrepreneurship. And then when the pandemic hit, I saw 43 million people who were unemployed.
Mm,
And in 2003, my cousins came across this opportunity where you could help clients sign mortgage documents in the comfort of their own home. So that means that they don't have to take off work. They don't have to figure out where the kids are going to go. They can do it wherever they are, in their home, at work, whatever is convenient for them at whatever time they choose, right? So we started doing that. It's called a notary signing agent. And so I was working my job and doing that opportunity. My goal was really to make an extra $800 because I was not trying to be all over the place. I didn't want to work super hard. And so I did maybe 2 closings a month, $100. The jobs pay anywhere from $90 to $200
mm,
per assignment. And so I made, my $800 and kept it moving. Well, as we went further, we started making more and opened an agency where we send people out throughout the United States doing notary signing work, which is awesome. Moving forward, When the pandemic hit, I wanted to tell everybody about this opportunity because it's $700 to $1,000 to get started, low cost of entry to start this business.
Mhm.
And by this time, my cousin is making $10 to $20,000 a month doing that. I'm still
Wow.
working, but I'm still able to make an extra, 2,500 doing really nothing, just light work. So I went on YouTube and I just started telling everybody that I knew about this opportunity because I'm from the bottom of the bottom. I'm from Trinity Gardens in Houston. We used to call it Zombie Zone because during the crack era, we were infested, right?
Wow.
So I know what people look like when they're not eating. you
Uh-huh,
know,
uh-huh.
they start doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So that was my mission to go out and tell everybody, hey, come this way. You can eat. If you're a professional and you want to maintain your income or supplement your income or even change your job, this is a viable solution to making $10,000 to $20,000 a month doing light work.
Wow.
Mhm,
Wow. I love it. I love it. I love it. And
mhm.
so now you started that right afterwards. And so now that's what you're doing all the time, correct?
Yeah, I'm doing both. I'm still employed and I'm doing that.
Ah.
So now I have several irons in the fire again. I have a YouTube channel called Solutions by TJ. That's how I got the word out. So if people are interested in finding out how to become a notary signing agent, go to Solutions YouTube Solutions by TJ. Search for that. And so I am in the process of getting free myself from corporate America. Um, when you lose everything, your thought processes change a little bit, right? Uh, and it happened so fast. It was like, I don't know if it was mommy brain or not. It felt like it was just happening. It happened in a week. We were up and then we were down. And so I wanted to maintain that stability for Madison. And I have not jumped all the way out there to do it full time because we have the agency going on. We don't work with that. I have the YouTube and I have other businesses at this point going on. So I'm just trying to phase out. And by the end of this year, I should be completely out of corporate America. Can I afford to do it at this point? Absolutely. So now is my time to get back out there.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And and I think that, if you make a million one time, you can make a million again,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And when you get to that point where you are a millionaire, then you want to continue to go to that. You know what I'm saying? You want
Absolutely.
to make sure that you can get back to where you need to be because I remember I want to say it was I forget who said it, but they said that being in the middle class is the worst place to be because when you're
Absolutely.
poor, you want to be rich, right? So you work, work, work to be rich. When you're rich, you work, work, work to stay rich, right?
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
middle class is so comfortable that it causes you not to want to move and not to create that discipline that you need in order to make it up to where you need to be. So your why is huge, huge.
Yeah.
Now, who is the person that has been most impactful in your life and why were they so impactful?
So I said two people. One is my mother.
Mhm.
And because I watched my mother do it all, um, and that, my mother is the type of person, if she says something, it's done. By the time she starts talking about it, she's moving. Like she gets the task done. So I think that's why I am like that. My sister is like that. We move with force. When everybody is saying, well, hey, listen, bye. Okay, you can't do it. No problem. Okay, you can't lift this. I need a man. Wrong answer. I'm going. So I thank her. And then Mickey Leland, the late Mickey Leland, spoke at my sister's graduation and changed my life.
Okay.
I heard him speak, and he spoke at least 3 to 4 different languages. And he's from where I'm from. He's from Trinity Gardens, looks like me, and he was a congressman, extremely well educated, extremely well spoken, and he was a man for the people. And when I saw Mickey Leland, I was like, wow.
Mm.
So he just elevated my thought processes. He elevated me to want to do better, to want to learn different languages. Now I know Spanish, but I ain't get to his point. but being from where I'm from, that's why it's so important for people who are from the ghettos that we are from to
Hmm.
see what we're doing
That's right.
and
That's
that we
right.
can do that.
That's
Because
right.
when I saw Mickey Leland traveling all over the world, I said, I can do that. I can do that. So yeah.
Mhm. Representation is everything. I'm a firm believer in that.
Hmm.
And, one of the reasons why I have my doctoral degree, I have a friend named Kwanzaa who got her doctoral degree. She got her PhD. Now, I didn't want to go into research, but I knew that I wanted to get my DNP. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to do what I needed to do in order to be here. Another thing is Oprah, and I tell this story all the time. I was rounding the little water fountain at my job, and when I rounded and they said that she was a billionaire, I said, "What a B? Wait a minute." I was
Yeah.
like, well, let me find out where she come from. And the reality is that she didn't come from, like she don't have a silver spoon in her mouth, right? She
Right.
didn't do that, right? And so
Mhm.
if she doesn't have a silver spoon in her mouth and I didn't have a silver spoon in my mouth, then I can do the same thing that she can do, right? And so
Absolutely.
that's representation is everything. So I'm super excited. I'm super excited. Now, where can the audience find you? Now, the YouTube channel you gave, anywhere else they can find you?
So the YouTube channel right now is the main spot.
Okay.
Um, because that is the source of all the videos. Now, if you want more information, so I offer, of course, how to become a notary signing agent. But we've taught people how to do this mystery shopping thing that I know would be awesome for nurses because, especially traveling nurses, right? Well,
Mhm.
anybody.
Mhm.
I've made it such a way of life. Now, listen, let me tell you about that a little bit.
Okay.
With mystery shopping, you can make anywhere from, I'd say, 80 to, man, sometimes $400 per assignment. And what it is you go into a shop, you get a job, and say for instance you are being hired by Apple, and they want you to go into a T-Mobile store and just find out if T-Mobile is really trying to sell you this phone. So they'll give you a list of questions, and you just go ask the people. Did they ask you what type of phone you're looking for? Did they recommend the iPhone 12? Did they explain the features? And you're out of there. Then you come back, you create a survey, and you're done. You're paid within 1 to 3 days. So they have these jobs for, I mean, any and everything that you do, right?
Mm.
All over the United States. Wherever there's commerce, you can do it. I was doing it in the Virgin Islands. You can do mystery shopping at airports. You can do it at iFly, movie theaters. They pay. Apartment complexes,
Wow.
banks. You can open a bank account for and get paid $130 and it took you 15 minutes to do it and
Wow.
you're done. You can go into a cell phone store, they pay $150. The apartment leasing pays $45 with a $50 bonus, or you know what I'm saying? So I mean it's very lucrative. And so if anybody is interested in that, you can go to email me at support@solutionsbytj.com. Again, that's support@solutionsbytj.com.
Sweet, sweet. I
Mhm.
love it. I love it. I'm gonna send my child over there to you. I'm not a shopper. Okay. I might be,
Yeah,
we might hook up with the whole notary thing, but I'm not a shopper.
yeah, I get it. I get it.
But
But
my child is a shopper.
she would love it. It's extra money. And I mean, my people are telling me, listen, TJ, I made $500 this week just mystery shopping. And they enjoy doing it, right? It's something that if you going anyway, if you buying a new cell phone, if you're doing stuff anyway, why not get paid to do it?
I know that's right. I know
Exactly.
that's right. And Jocelyn
Exactly.
says she's gonna have to hook up with you in H Town. Me too. Me and Jocelyn come.
Absolutely.
We're
Please
coming
do.
together. We're coming
Yes.
together, and we're coming to eat. Okay.
I know where the food is. Like
Well.
that guy knows where the money reside. I know where the food is.
Well, it has been a pleasure. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. My name is Dr. Viola Pierce. I'm the owner and the CEO of VP Nursing and the Nurse Nurturer and the facilitators of Secret Suppers Worldwide with Dr. V. where our goal is to teach nurses to leverage the knowledge that they already know, working from their computers around the world, making money and owning their own time. Our goal is to come to you each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to give you the fuel to crush your goals and to show up exceptional on a daily basis. Know that one of the goals of Morning Infusion with Dr. V is to expose you to leaders such as Latanya, that have overcome, so that you know that the possibilities are endless. If you are
Absolutely.
watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and leave a comment if you were ever told that you would not succeed. And click the calendar link above if you want to create another stream of income and enroll in our 12-week course, VP Nursing Business Academy. You guys have a phenomenal rest of your day.